What's up, y'all? I'm back out here at the range this morning, as you can see behind me, on a swampy day out here. Temperature's only supposed to be mid-high 80s, but the humidity's rough out here, so got a little bit of shade to set up early this morning, but once that sun comes out, it's gonna get rough. But it is what it is with this summertime weather, so I ain't gonna let that stop me from getting some testing done out here, and we're gonna start things off with some spicy 9mm. So I got the shaded jelly contraption going on here with a couple of chronos and 2 fresh blocks of gel. First test of the day in these, so we get a really nice clear picture on this one. Heavy clothing barrier, of course, with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we got here is what is sure to be some spicy stuff that was sent to me by James, so I really appreciate that. We've got the Grizzly Ammo 9mm plus P plus. They calling this their Kodiak JHP. 124 grain plus P plus. Now the velocity on this stuff is saying 1375 FPS. That is some spicy 9mm right there. That is right up my alley. Y'all probably know if you've watched my channel, when I carry 9, I carry that plus P plus Underwood 124, and it's not even saying quite that much velocity. I think it averages out of my MC9 around in the 1220, 1230 range, something like that. So I expect to see at least that from this Grizzly. There you can see nice nickel plated cartridge. I'm not sure what projectile this is. It's got some nice skives on the outside of it. Doesn't look like anything really fancy, but if it's moving up to those kinds of velocities, you don't need nothing fancy. Now I looked on their site, but I didn't see any kind of mention of any test barrel links, but I've got a couple different ones here as usual. For the shorty, we've got the Canik Mete MC9 with the 3.1 inch barrel, and then I've got the G17 here with the 4.5 inch barrel. But if this stuff does get up to those kind of velocities, we should see some really good performance. But let's get everything set up and see what they do. All right, let's see what kind of velocities we can get out of these angry bears here. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each barrel, starting with this MC9 first. Now, if y'all not familiar with this lab radar, like I always mention, you're gonna get multiple readings off of it. The large one's at the muzzle, and then you've got 5 across the bottom. The first one's set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet. And then I've got 10, 15, 25, and 50. So now remember, the box is saying 1375. It didn't say a test barrel. I'm assuming 4.5-ish to 5 inches. So again, if I'm remembering correctly, my plus P plus Underwood, even out of this MC9, was in the 1220, 1230-ish. So being that this is saying it's a little spicier, I'm hoping to see about 1250 out of this. Let's see what we get here. $12.54. Ooh, it's definitely spicy. $12.60, $12.46, $12.37. This is definitely some spicy stuff right here. And $12.36, definitely spicy. I seen a couple little fireballs coming out. Let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average right there from the 3.1 inch was 1,246 feet per second, which is very nice for a 124 9mm. Extreme spread was 24 and a standard deviation of 10.4. So again, I'm pretty sure the average from my plus P plus Underwood 124 out of that MC9 is in the 1230. So this is a little bit spicier than that even. I think this is really gonna get up to speed out at G17. Let me get it reset and see what happens. All right, let's see what this 4.5 inch barrel does for it. This is definitely some spicy stuff. I can tell you right now, I even got like it ain't painful by any means, but this is the first time I can remember with that MC9 and 9mm having a little bit of a, not really a numbness, but kind of a hum feeling, if that makes any sense to you. So definitely some spicy stuff right here. Let's see what this G17 does with it. Yeah, this stuff's strong right here. 1344, 1331, 1341, 1320, and 1338, so pretty far off from the 1375. Maybe they tested this out of a longer barrel. Let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average that time was 1,335 feet per second with a 124 9mm. Extreme spread was 24 and standard deviation of 9.4. So really nice consistent stuff out of both of these barrel lengths. Now that's 40 off from that 1375, so that leads me to believe their test barrel was probably longer. And being that this is such spicy 9, it would would make sense that they might use a little bit longer barrel than that, but out of this G17, 1335 is pretty spicy. I don't remember what the Plus P Plus Underwood did out of the G17, but it was probably right around the same velocity. So 1335 here, and if you remember again out of the MC9, it was 1246, so you're talking about what, 89 feet per second faster. That's a pretty significant difference, but again, it makes sense because of the barrel length difference. All that being said, again, it's just a bunch of talking to say this stuff is going to do really well in the gel. I don't think there's any doubt at all, but let's get this stuff set up and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's Papa Bear jelly time. We'll put one through each barrel length into the gel, starting with this MC9. Again, I think both of these are going to do a good job. It's just going to be a matter of just how good they do. I'm not sure where I went on that one. Let me go check it out. All right, y'all, that one actually faked me out a little bit down there. It actually hit exactly right in where I marked with that Sharpie, so I couldn't even see the entrance there. So it's perfectly placed and absolutely fantastic performance. That stuff was moving 1,250 feet per second out that MC9. So let's see what this G17 does. More of the same, I'm sure. Hopefully I can get this where I want it. Absolutely perfect again. Let's go down there and check this out. All right, let's take a look at what we got down here. This stuff right here brought some serious heat and then put some hot sauce on it when it got here. Very nice performance from both of these things right here. On the top here, that was the one from the MC9. As you can see, it comes in here, immediate expansion. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Nice energy dump, spiraling disruption all the way through this first block. Goes into this second block, probably about 2 inches, and you have some absolute massive expansion on that thing. The G17 down below it, more of the same, but just even more basically. Now, this one had a little combo of stuff going on here. That's tumbling right there. There's no doubt about it. If you look here, you can probably even see on camera the difference where you got the disruption here just from the expanded projectile, and then you've got that weird outcrop here just from the tumbling. Y'all have seen that a bunch of times. Now, only reason I say, you know, I'm not saying that doesn't count. Obviously, that's doing more disruption there, but that's just not a guarantee every time. You know, that tumbling is not something you can kind of depend on, but either way, again, incredible performance right here. Very nice disruption all the way through this thing. I mean, huge amounts of disruption all the way through the track, probably about 1.25 inches or so shy of the end of this block right here, and once again, some incredible expansion. As far as the penetration on them, the one from the MC9 here is at exactly 18.25 inches, so absolutely fantastic performance right there. The one from the G17 is down here at 14.75, so again, both of these things did an incredible job. And then here's your close-up look. Again, if you look close, you can tell where that tumbling happened on that G17, but massive disruption from both of these things. I mean, look at the expansion from that projectile right there. Follow this one on through and more of the same. Not really a great angle here from the top because I stacked them basically right on top of each other, but as you can see, that disruption is in all directions. Just really nice performance. All right, let's take a look at these projectiles here. More absolutely fantastic looking stuff here. I mean, y'all can see it for yourself right here. You can definitely tell which is which though. This one, the G17, this one, the MC9, you can see the difference in the expansion. That G17 pulled a whole lot more lead out with it. That being said, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the one from the MC9. Both of these things look really impressive, and it doesn't look like there's much material loss at all. Now, I would imagine there's probably a couple little speckles. There's got to be just because of how this lead is pulled out, but you can see there it kept all the pedals and everything. So this is some really nice stuff. So let's get the measurements and see what we're looking at here. They both started at 124. This one from the MC9 is 124.0, so right on the money right there. This one from the G17 is 123.8, so pretty much right on the money there as well. You probably did lose a couple little tiny crumbs from both, but they definitely held the vast majority majority of their material. And then as far as sizes, you'll definitely have a difference here. The MC9, you got 631 and 663, so very, very nice expansion right there. Then this G17 here, because of how wide the pedals are, you got 729 and 785, so just absolute massive expansion from that one right there. And there you go, y'all, the Grizzly 9mm Kodiak Plus P Plus. This is definitely some spicy stuff right here. The 124 Plus P Plus Underwood that I carry, you know, I thought it was really, really nice and spicy, and it is without a doubt, but this right here just kicks it up an extra notch. I mean, some just incredible velocity and energy for a 9mm. You're looking at over 400 with this MC9, and over 5, probably should still be over 5, even at the velocities we got out of this G17. So incredible energy for a 9. Penetration was fantastic. Obviously the expansion, I mean, nothing needs to be said right there. So in my opinion, this is a fantastic 9mm round. All right, y'all, that's exactly the type of performance I like to start out a day of testing with. Again, I think this was absolutely perfect right here as far as the energy, velocity and energy, the penetration, the expansion. These things gave you everything you wanted to see from a really good defensive round. Now, they are spicy, like I mentioned. If you are recoil sensitive, it may not be for you. Not that the recoil is all that rowdy. It's just a 9mm. I mean, it's not really crazy strong recoil, but it is definitely spicier than just your average run-of-the-mill 9mm. But if you don't mind something with a little bit more bark to it, this stuff right here is a very good option. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments. Do any of y'all out there run any of this Grizzly 9mm, the Plus P Plus Kodiak right here, or some other regular 9 or any other caliber from them? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are and what kind of experience you've had with it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you've got those notifications turned on so you get notified when I upload stuff. Check out those affiliate links in the video description. Like I mentioned, it's an absolute swamp out here today, and it has been for a while. It's just summertime, and it is what it is. These Axle GS Extreme Ear Pros have been a lifesaver for the past nearly 3 years now. When it's hot weather, those ear muffs, I'm sure I don't have to tell y'all that have used those things in the hot weather, they are absolutely miserable. So I cannot say enough good about these things. So check them out down below if you're interested in picking up some nice ear pro. Big thanks again to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've got a couple more really interesting ones planned for out here today, so stay on the lookout for those. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.